Hey, Joe Maas, one of my kind subscribers, sent me a very cool video of Sonny Boy Williamson song that is a video of him doing a slower version where it's just solo, and it's taken from the title of the song is "In My One Room Cabin," my one room little cabin. And you can find that whole song on Bummer Road, the album Bummer Road, which is on the internet easily. And I had to buy it, by the way, as an LP. And, the times are so changed, for good and for better. You know, as for musicians, they complain a lot about it, but, I don't know, that's another subject. But anyway, it's a different world, for sure. However, this song is just him, some German program. I guess he's in, and it's just him sitting there. It's wonderful. I'll put a link to it. It's really cool. But in that video, he's doing he's using a G harmonica, playing it slow. So my G harmonica, and only one I have, is not working right. So that's the kind of stuff he's doing. Now I like the song. He's doing it using a C harmonica on the album, and it's faster. And but I'm gonna try it. I could do the breakdown sometime of the song, going through the notes and what he's getting and what he's using, but I think you guys can do that too. You can just listen to the video and cop a lot of the stuff he's doing. But not only that, I think the most important thing is to hint at what he's doing and make it your own version. Because I know when I was trying to study Little Walter on a whole lot and had him on a lot, back in the late 70s, I went to see a guy, and I won't say his name. He's a brilliant harmonica player, but he's an American, and I went to see him one night at this club where I was living, and he was playing Little Walter stuff, and it was the same exact stuff that I heard on the album, which is great. He could do that. But I was wondering to myself, even at that young harmonica playing age at like 22 or 23, well, it's cool, and he sounds great, but where's he in it? So he was there, plenty, doing Little Walter. And if that's what you want to do, be a Little Walter cover band and cover everything he does and make it sound like Little Walter, that's great. But if you're just a musician that wants to play music and want to kind of do your own thing, like, for instance, with RL, Burnside, who I worked with all those years, he had on the two CDs I'm on, which are Acoustic Stories and Well, 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 which I think they're not, MC Records isn't selling them anymore, but you can find them on the internet. But anyway, the point is that we gave him credit for arrangement credits. Not writing credits, but arrangement credits. So it's like taking this song, My One Room Little Cabin, and if I wanted to record it myself, I'd give Sonny Boy Williamson the credit, but it would be my arrangement. So everybody probably knows that anyway. But the point is that I like the idea of this low 364. Is that what it is? C harmonica I'm using. Yeah, in the key of C. So let's see what it sounds like. So again, I'll put a link to this video. The full version of the song is on Bummer Road, which you can find. It's called My One Room Little Cabin. But he also changes the words, which is, all those cats did that, and certainly people do it when they forget the words. You change the words, when you're singing. It's all fluid, music is fluid. But let's see what happens with this. But first, I best get it. So, what the idea is that I'm just hinting at what Sonny Boy's about. first of all, I'm going to start over again. Because I talked too much to want to start this video over, so I'll just do a couple takes so I'm happy with the song. So again, the idea is he's doing a slow version, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do a similar version like that. Something similar, but with my identity on it. So you'll see him, listening to him play his low, or his very normal G, which is the lowest in the diatonic keys, besides like the low Fs and things like that. And you have the normal diatonic G, which is a cool low harp. But let me try this again. First off, okay, maybe it'll work. In my one room, little cabin, just me and my little girl alone. My one room, little cabin, just me and my little girl alone. Well, she make me feel so good, just lying in my arms. Oh, Lord, little room was so small. Oh, the little room was so small. I couldn't even have room, put up no cooking stove. little room was so small, I didn't have no room to put up no cooking stove. Oh, the little room was so small, I didn't have no room to put up even a cooking stove. Oh, Lord have mercy, I could tell from the weather. It was so cold. All right, now. Okay, I had to tap the table because Sonny Boy's doing a much hipper thing. He's snapping his fingers, but all I get is just a hurt finger when I do that. So I can't snap my fingers. Now, Rosalia can, but she will not assist me at 6 in the morning doing this. However, so that's just the version of that song that he does in this thing, and I hope that I'm using again a low C, and I changed it around a little bit, and also I am not on purpose. I mean, on purpose, I'm going off the 12-bar blues thing. I mean, people might think, oh, well, he's messing up, but actually I'm doing it on purpose because, you know, when you're playing alone, and Sonny Boy would say that, you know, it's his thing. He changed with bands anyway. He did what he wanted to do. Certainly RL did that. I had to follow him, and a lot of guys stayed in 12-bar blues, you know, but a lot of people changed a little bit. Talon Wolf was playing, and he wanted to put a couple extra bars in. Well, he did it, and he expected his people to follow him. Anyway, one thing I'll say about Sonny Boy, one of the saddest stories that I have heard is that there's an interview with Robbie Robertson from the band, and after he'd come back from Europe, he was walking down the street, I guess West Helena, Arkansas, and they asked about him. I guess Robbie Robertson and Levon Helm, the drummer, you know, with the band. They were in West Helena asking where Sonny Boy was, and he said, oh, he was in town. He pointed at him down the road, and so they went down the road, and they saw a man walking. He was all dressed up, new suit that he gotten brought over from England with him. So there he is with his harmonica case, and he's Sonny Boy with his top hat and his new suit in this West Helena, Arkansas. And these guys asked him if it was Sonny Boy, and or they said they knew it was, and they got together. Anyway, listen to the interview. If you get a chance, it's easy to find, Robbie Robertson interview. I don't want to give all of it away, but I guess I'll give this much away. At the end, it's discussing the way the cops were around Robertson and Dylan Helm and Sonny Boy Williamson, and how Sonny Boy had to take it, and how they embarrassed, you know, Leon Helm. This is like 1965. This is not in the 40s, you know. I was plenty alive in 65. Where I grew up in Northern Virginia, I was unaware of the segregation, but except the fact there was no black people going to my school at St. Stephen's. There was segregation in Virginia, for sure, even that part of Virginia, but it wasn't like the Deep South. However, it changed, and 1 year, 21 years later, 75, 85, 86, I was driving down that Arkansas road, an Arkansas highway with R.L. Burnside, and just remember, these cops gave Robbie Robertson and Levon Helm a hard time. This is in Arkansas, two stupid redneck cops, you know, but let him tell the story. Just look it up. And anyway, we were driving down, I think it was Highway 49, the famous Highway 49, down from Kansas where we'd done some gigs, and we were driving down back to Mississippi because we had to do the Delta Blues Festival. That's right, we were stopping at RL's house. Anyway, I was driving, I had a 58 Cadillac at the time, and so anyway, I guess we were going, that's right, we've been in Kansas, and we were doing something, but the point is we got stopped by the cops, okay, and you would have thought maybe a younger white guy, Arnold was about 30 years older than me, and being stopped by white cops on an Arkansas highway in 1986, they maybe would have said, "What are you guys up to?" But they didn't even question RL. They just say, "Hey, boy, you better stay between those lines," and they didn't give me a ticket or anything, but it made RL mad that they called me boy, but I'll tell you, and that wasn't cool. No, you're not supposed to be called boy by anybody. But the point is that, these guys are all doing their thing, and they didn't give me a ticket, and they didn't call RL boy, which really mattered to me. They were just using that loose talk around me. But, because he goes on, "Well, how old are you?" I'm about 30, and you ain't no boy. Well, that's just the way yeah, of course. But the point is that it was directed at me and not RL, which shows the social difference, I think, in time. I mean, that it wasn't automatic, that segregation every time by the time that time rolled around. But in 65, in Sonny Boy's lifetime, because he died in 65, I mean, he dealt with a whole lot of horrible stuff, as those guys did in the South. But they kept living in the South, too. So that's something else. They migrated to Chicago and back and forth. RL lived in Chicago for some years, migrated back to Mississippi. But anyway, it's just, home is home. RL used to tell me, home is where you live the best at. And if the best means trying to avoid white people and cops and just living in a black community if you're black, and I saw that with living with RL, that there were hardly any, the only white people that were around were people that I worked with his kids around. And even at that time in 82, times had changed, and hardly anybody was like, like, "What are you doing, hanging out with those, whatever, Nobody said that to me. They did wonder if RL's son-in-law and I were on the run from the cops, and then, nah, luckily no, just hanging out, working with them, and learning music. Anyway, check out that video that Joe was nice enough to send. It's in the link below, and check out the whole song, "My One-Room Little Cabin," by the great Sonny Boy Williamson, on the album Bummer Road. And this is a cool little video. I just wish I could snap my fingers, but it's like Sonny Boy, because it's so hip. Beats a tabletop any day of the week. Alright, y'all. Have a good morning, night, or evening.